Is My Life Easier as a Woman by eumieverse? I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but let's do it.
I've never really had male friends. I've never really felt like I needed male friends in my life, and so I've never really like pursued male friendships. I've never kept men as friends. I feel like I've only really dated men, right? And been friends with women. But recently I've been making more male
Makes
friends.
sense.
As a result of, like political commentary in general, just like the kind of content that I make. And I've realized
I'm not even gonna lie. I've never really understood how so many people have so many opposite sex friends. Like, yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not gonna lie. I am one of those people that I believe that it is almost impossible to be strictly platonic friends with someone who you're attracted to. So opposite sex friends usually doesn't work well. I personally feel like when women have like a lot of guy friends, those guy friends are guys that had interest in them and they ended up getting friend zoned. And usually when a man get friend zoned, speaking as a nigga, usually if a nigga get friend zoned, it's like we gonna wait for our opportunity to swoop in. You feel me? Tell me right now, if you a man watching this video, tell me right now, think of like any of your female friends, all right, that are even like moderately attractive. If she called you on a late night tip, like, yo, I need you to come, yeah, for real. Tell me you wouldn't swim through snow to make that happen. You gonna find a way to get there. Your car might break down and you gonna walk. You gonna catch the bus. You gonna find a way. That's I genuinely do believe that. Now, are there outliers? Yes. I do believe that there are guys that can be strictly platonically friends with women and don't have any interest in doing anything with them. Yes, I do believe that. But I do think that's not the average man.
that we just have two distinctive life experiences.
I honestly feel like a lot of women that have like a ton of guy friends, and usually from what I've seen, anyways, the women that don't have many like female friends have a lot of guy friends, and I think the reason for that is they like the attention that they get from the men, and of course, a man that's attracted to a woman is always going to be doing like kind gestures for her. So, she's getting like spoiled with all this amazing treatment from her friends. When in actuality, they're doing these things because they're hoping that she'll catch feelings for them. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Like, I've realized that our day-to-day lives are significantly different based on the fact that like I'm a woman and they're men. And I guess I didn't realize the extent to which my life was like different from theirs. And I'm not going to sit here and like, pander and be like, "Oh my god, like life is so much easier for women and it's immediately better for women." Like, no, men still commit the majority of violent crime. Like, men are still the greatest threat to a woman's safety, right? But there are
She kind of spitting. She kind of spitting. Honestly, I feel like is life harder as a woman? Speaking from a man's perspective, no. In short, but in some degrees, yes. In some degrees, of course, women do have it more difficult. It all depends on like really how you're looking at it. Each gender has its own pros and cons. You feel me?
a lot of ways in which my life is made significantly easier by the fact that I am a woman. And I really whenever I never hear people like talk about this, almost because I feel like it's like a fast track to getting shit on the internet, right? Is to be like, your life is easier as a woman, because then people will come for you, they'll be like, no, actually, like women are significantly more likely to be victims of like assault.
What's crazy is I feel like whenever you do have a woman come on the internet and say some shit like that, everyone, well, a lot of women will see her as like a pick me. And I've always found that to be wild. Let a woman show any level of accountability on the internet and she's a pick me. I don't understand. I will not understand that for the life of me.
Sexual assault, like stuff like that. And that's very valid. It's very valid. But as a
Yeah.
young woman,
Like as a woman in general, like women do have to be more careful when they're at gas stations, when they're going around doing stuff by themselves. Like there are a lot more things that happen to women from like a safety perspective. Yeah, yeah. I would say that. Yeah.
I feel like your life is easier than it is for young men. I will say that. I'll say that. Like, for the average young woman, please don't cancel me. Please don't cancel me. Please don't cancel me. This isn't me pandering. Let me just explain.
Spitting though. Spitting though. Hey, look, a woman don't gotta have money to date. She don't. Y'all get to date for free. All you gotta do is choose what man you want to entertain, what man you will allow to come pick you up from your house. You don't even have to drive. The gas is going up. Like, gas is skyrocketing right now. The price right now, inflation is real. You don't have to worry about that because your date is gonna come pick you up, take you out, cover the cost of everything. Granted, as y'all get to know each other more, I do believe it's good for like women to handle dates sometimes, and my girl do that. She'll pay for shit, which is great. But at least starting off when you're first getting to know someone, it is expected that the man pays, right? If you and me were out together, me and my girl are out together, right? I am always having to be conscious of my surroundings. My neck is always on a swivel. Why? Because I'm essentially responsible for our safety, right?
right? I was talking to my guy friends, and like he was basically telling me like I don't know, like what his life experiences are like. And like on average in a day, he doesn't have very many just like positive experiences.
Honestly, I know I keep pausing, but at least from like a dating perspective, I do think women have it easier. You have more options. You can download Tinder, Hinge, whatever else, right? And within days, you'll have a bunch of likes, and you can literally swipe right and left as far as and have your pick of the litter. Men don't get that same like capability. We don't. Men have a harder time in dating. When it comes to cold approaching, it's expected that the man cold approaches, right? Dating apps expected that the man carries the conversation. You just got to be open and willing to respond. Granted, that does come with its own complexities as a woman, because then you kind of gotta, as the man's vetting you, you also gotta vet the man to make sure that the man that you're choosing to give time to and entertain is worth that. And look for the red flags, the same way a man got to. Also, when a man has a lot of bodies, like a lot of guys, at least in teenage years, guys think it's really cool. When you get older, I feel like people stop really caring about that stuff. At least for me, I don't really care about that. I stopped caring about that since like late high school. Um, as a woman, I think women are a lot more frowned upon for having multiple bodies. Of course, that's nothing new, and I mean it's fair. I look, look. I I've heard this analogy a long time ago, and I understand it. I can't say I completely stand behind it, but I understand it. And the analogy is a lock that can oh no, a key that can open any door is a great lock, right? A lock that opens from any key is a terrible lock. That's fair. It- hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here. Okay.
From strangers. Does that make sense? Like I feel like whenever I don't know, like certain things are just a given in my life. Like maybe sometimes you just get stuff for free, or like maybe sometimes like almost like every time
Sometimes you get to date for free, at least in the initial process, right? Again, you get DMs. I imagine as even any woman that's even moderately attractive, even woman that's not attractive, there's gonna be guys that are gonna be pressed and down for anything. Let's be real. I guarantee if you look at your DMs right now, you have 10 different niggas in your messages trying to like get to know you. The average man does not have that.
you go anywhere, and someone's
You also get into bars for free, clubs for free, nightlife, right? And then you go out there, you get in for free, and then you get to drink for free because a man who's getting to know you is going to want to pay for the drinks, right? Get into their section for free because the man, they want women in their section. If we're speaking towards like that topic, yes, I think women do have it easier.
I don't know, in front of you or behind you, people will just open the door for you. Or people will like sometimes just like be nice to you. They like enter a conversation with you, looking for reasons to like you. Or like you can just get away with saying more atrocious shit. Like you can. Just because like you're a girl. Like I don't know. And maybe like not all women have this experience. Maybe it's just me and like maybe it's different for like older women.
I think also, and let me emphasize, I have a girlfriend, so I do not mean anything by this, but when you are attractive, you get treated different. Why am I'm not talking on the phone, but when you are attractive, you do get treated different. So when a man is attracted to you, they will treat you a lot nicer. They will go out of their way to make conversation with you, to try and befriend you, to open the door, to do whatever the gesture is because they're attracted to you. Attractive people get treated better. That's real.
Or
And I experienced that firsthand. I had a glow up. Like, not trying to toot my own horn, but I had a glow up. I remember when I graduated high school and I met my god sisters after years, and they was like, damn, you really glowed up. You used to be ugly. Imagine hearing that from your god sisters. What? But they not wrong. They not wrong. When I was a child, I wasn't very great looking. And you know what? I was super depressed all the time, and I felt like I didn't get treated very good, and I was, like people easily forgot about me. And then when I started to grow up, grow into my fucking forehead or whatever else, people found me more attractive. I've experienced it firsthand. People treating me better, people wanting to get to know me, people going out of their way to want to get to know me, women being more reciprocative of conversation. I've experienced that firsthand.
women who like don't look like me and like I get that. Like women who are like, I don't know, like less privileged, you know, because like I feel like that also matters. I don't know. Oh my god, I'm trying so hard not to get canceled right now. Please don't cancel me for this. Please don't cancel me for this. Okay, anyways. Basically what I was trying to say is if you're a woman, like people just look for reasons to like you. And I think this does have to like this changes with age definitely. And like I don't know. I'm not going to try to sit here and be like,
I think honestly, I just realized I had something in my tooth the whole time. I hope y'all did not see that. But I think honestly, it's not that they are initially looking for reasons to like you. I think off rip they already kind of like you based off of attraction. I think that's what it is. And naturally, when you are attracted to something, you want to know more. You're genuinely intrigued. You're interested. Right? You start playing the game and like, wow, this game's really fun. The game looked really good. You can't wait to buy it. You play the game and you first started and you're so excited. You can't wait to learn how to play it. I think it's kind of the same thing.
oh, my steak's too juicy, my lobster's too buttery, my life is too great. And I'm also not sitting here and being like, oh, all men are like oppressed, all men are like in the depths of hell, you know? But at the same time, like, yes, there are a lot of ways in which my life is probably made easier by the fact that I am a woman. Like, I feel like I can get away with asking like really uncomfortable questions. I can meet a stranger at a bar and be like, oh, so like, do you believe in God? Where do you think we come from? Why do you believe that? Why are you conservative? Like, I can ask all these like uncomfortable ass questions and they're not going to be like, oh my god, you're a creep weirdo. They're going to be like, oh, like I'll answer your questions because I kind of want to sleep with you.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that's gender related. I think that's attraction related, if I'm being honest. Because if they weren't attracted to you and they found you to be like not their type whatsoever, I don't think you would get the same type of response. I don't think you'd get the same energy. I don't think so. No. No. Kind of unrelated, but it takes me back to when I was in high school. And I left out the school. I'm waiting for my friends to leave the school so we can, hang out. And some random girl walked up to me and started poking me. She just poking me. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? And she was like, are you a vampire? I was sitting there like, what? Like, is you good? No. Why did you ask that? She was like, because your teeth is really sharp before I got my teeth done. But, I was like genuinely weirded out by it. Now, I think if it was a woman that I was genuinely attracted to, though, I probably would have played it off a little bit different. Maybe, haha, try to laugh it off and then build in a conversation. But I had zero attraction to her. So I'm genuinely just looking at her like, yo, what is wrong with you? You feel me? Think about it. As a woman, if you're a woman watching this, right? A man that you are attracted to can ask you questions and you won't really like, you're not going to second guess it. You're going to answer the questions, you're going to laugh, you're going to tee hee, whatever the case it is, right? If it's a man that you're not attracted to, you're going to feel weird, you're going to feel standoffish. It'll show in your energy, it'll show in how you respond. A man asks for your number. Whether you're attracted to him or not completely determines how you respond. Tell me I'm wrong.
Um,
And I'm not just here to argue her point. I can empathize with some of what she's saying.
which is evil, like they're doing that not for the best intent, right? But like at the end of the day, people entertain my craziness. They entertain when I ask them uncomfortable questions. They entertain when I make them uncomfortable. Like like, you know what I'm saying? Like no one's gonna call the police because I ask them uncomfortable questions. And I'm not saying women do that. I'm not saying that girls are going to like call the police because you talk to them, you know? But I am saying like I will say, and I say this because I do this, right? Whenever a guy is like uncomfortably talking to me, I'm like, I low-key look at him like he's a freak weirdo. And that's mean. That's mean, I know.
Mm,
But it's because you never know if a guy's trying to kill you or not, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
that's fear. That's fear. That is something you really do got to be mindful of. Like as a woman, that is fear. I can understand that.
But what I'm saying is like it must suck to not be able to get away with that. Does that make sense? Because like I just feel like I have so much like free will in my life. I feel like I basically just do whatever the fuck I want. And then I also just think that like I don't know, like strangers
I think that because attraction bias. I don't know if that's the right word, but again, attractive people get treated better. And I think it's the fact that a lot of guys don't know how to handle like talking to an attractive woman. Everyone spoils her because they want that attention. I think that's what causes, some of the women that we see today. Not all. I wouldn't even say most, but at least the woman on the internet. Not her. I think, presents yourself very well.
make my life easier. I don't know, men make my life a lot easier. They hold doors open for me. If I'm ever broke, I know I can just go out on dates, you know? Like stuff like
Thank you. I was just saying that earlier. You don't gotta pay the date. You don't gotta pay the date. If you're in a relationship, something happened with your car, who you looking to handle the shit with your car? Your man. Your tire go out on the road. Who are you looking to get out of the car? It could be raining. It could be 11 o'clock at night. It don't matter where it is, what time it is. Who are you looking to replace your tire? Your man. Again, I'm not saying things are just like, I'm not saying women don't have it harder in their own aspects. In certain aspects, women do have it harder. They have cycles every single month. Imagine that. Imagine having cycles every single month for what feels like your entire life. Who wants to deal with that? And then what a woman experiences when they're going through labor or just the entire pregnancy journey. Who wants to deal with that? That's a lot. That's a lot. So, do women get treated better? Do y'all have life easier in certain ways? Yes. But it comes with its own cons. Right?
that. Like my life just gets made so much easier by the fact that I am a girl and I can do those things. And I just feel like if you aren't a girl and that's not a fallback option for you, yeah, your life probably is worse on a day-to-day.
Another thing too, fallback option made me think of this. As a woman, even as like a moderately attractive woman, a fallback option, and I'm not advocating this. I'm not advocating this, but I'm just saying you always have a fallback option of, hey, if things aren't working out in life, you know, there is the whole OF thing that some women do. Not advocating this. I don't really support that type of stuff. Nothing against people who do. It's just not my thing. But they'll have that option. Us as men, what do we got? Right? Your value is given, our value is earned. Right? I don't know. Hey.
Basis. Like, yeah, no one's holding the fucking door open for
I'm not saying you don't have value, just to be clear.
you. Everyone's like low key rude to you for no reason. No one's like nice. No one's just gonna smile at you in public or be like, oh my God, you look so beautiful today, like 80 times a fucking day. And I'm not
Men don't get compliments, that too.
sitting here trying to gloat or anything like that, but I'm saying like, yeah, my life would probably be harder if I woke up tomorrow, as the male version of myself. My life would probably suck. Like, yeah, it probably would. And
Damn,
then
suck? You don't
also
gotta
like you just
suck,
have to
though?
like pay for stuff. I don't like paying for stuff. It's not my favorite thing to do. Well, actually, I like buying stuff. I don't like paying for stuff. For other people specifically, and that sounds hard. Not that you have to as a man, and not that you can't do that as a woman, but like you get what I mean. Like most women, if they go on a first date with you, they're not expecting to pay. You know what I'm saying? And like you as a man
Mm,
probably know that you should, you know? And like that probably sucks because
not just that you should, you're expected to. You're expected to. Like, if you don't, the odds of continuing and furthering that relationship that you're trying to build, it become astronomically smaller. Depending on the woman, of course.
like I don't know. What if you kind of don't like that person? Like it's like you have to pay anyways? Like, bro, I would dine and dash. I can't do that shit. I'm sorry. But you know,
Ugh.
I'm not a man, so that's probably why I would do that. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna stop fucking talking. I didn't make this video to be like, oh my God, men are oppressed, and I also didn't make this video to be like, oh my God, my steak's too juicy, my lobster's too buttery, my life is too great. But what I am saying is, there are a lot of ways in which my life is made easier by the fact that I'm a woman, and also like my platform itself. I don't think I would have scaled it as quickly. I don't think that it would have been as easy for me to build it if I weren't a woman, because I just think there are fewer women in political commentary. And
Oh my God, she's so real for that. She's so real for saying that. Cause I know I am not the only man that has seen like female content creators. I hate to use the word female, but you get my point. Like, content creators that are women grow at a quicker rate. Like, and thought this to some extent. Like, your attractive looks, how attractive you are, and you being a woman, it does help. It does help, without a doubt. Yes, people will follow you purely based off of your looks. I'm not saying you don't have more value to add off of that, but I'm saying if they're scrolling and they see a woman that they're attracted to, they're clicking. And you know what? When they go to your video, they're probably going to your Instagram too, and now your Instagram is growing along like just off of physical attraction. Again, not saying you don't have more value to add. I'm just saying it sets that foundation already.
I think that like whenever there's market scarcity in anything, then like it makes it a little bit easier for you to grow in that. Like, yes, I think that's objectively how it goes. And I don't know. I don't want this video. I don't want people to think that I'm like pandering completely, because I'm not. Like I do acknowledge that men are like a threat to safety a lot of the time, you know? But I will say like my lived experience as a woman has probably been like made better by the fact that I am a woman. I don't know. I don't know. My life's pretty good. Anyways, that's pretty much it.
Something I've been
Damn, it just took me straight to the next video. Look, hey, let me put myself on the main screen. Look, I get where she's coming from with a lot of that. You know, I think she's so real for saying that. You know, finally, somebody says. But again, I'm not saying things are just easier for women in every single aspect of life. No, I think whatever gender you are, when you think you're born, I'm not gonna dive down that rabbit hole, but it comes with its pros and cons. 100%. 100%. Shit, if I was a woman, not saying I wish I was a woman, but if I was born a woman, I would have an OF selling feet pics.